What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP. We're also going to be looking at two different articles, and I believe they are of some importance, and they do share quite a bit of information that I think you guys will appreciate. So definitely make sure to watch the video to the end. You don't want to miss out on any important analysis and information that could potentially help you make more money in the long run within cryptocurrency. The first article is this very interesting one. Whether or not this is comical or serious, definitely something to look at and consider, and leave your comments on down below. That the coronavirus is good for Bitcoin. Hopefully you guys know what that is. We'll talk about that more. The next thing is different type of shakeout. Traders say Bitcoin is unlikely to hit $6,000. That's something also of quite interest that I think you guys will kind of benefit from as well. If you look at the current markets, you can see that Bitcoin is actually doing phenomenal right now. Currently trading at $8,768. We have Litecoin doing very well, as we're starting to see they are slowly breaking away from their high-low middle moving average, and this is great for cryptocurrency. This is great for the position we had on DueDEX, so definitely take all this into consideration when making a trade on DueDEX or when making a trade on Coinbase or whatever exchange you use. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So as you guys can see, yesterday we put out a very interesting video in regards to XRP Ripple, and Bitcoin and their bull run is starting, and I do believe it is going to start to increase in price fairly quick. As you guys can see by this thumbnail, we can see that we do have some uptrend that Litecoin and Ethereum are hitting off of, and we are actually starting to blast off of this, which is huge news in regards to whether or not this was a great position I bought into on DueDEX. As you guys can see right here, I bought in at around $8,481, and we are currently at $8,765, which means we're currently up about 32% on our investment, which means we're doing very well. Now, it was down a little bit come the past couple of days, but we're just now recently starting to see the massive, correction to the upside that we've been looking for so long. Obviously, there are some times that we do have to discuss whether or not we should be selling off very soon and then reconsidering another position, or if we should continue to keep this position open as we head up into higher levels. Otherwise, I do just want to start with the current coin market cap. You guys can see if it loads in, I believe we're up quite a bit, even more than this. If I do a quick refresh, you guys can see Bitcoin is almost at $8,800, up 3.5%. Bitcoin Cash up 10, SV up 15%, EOS up 11, Litecoin up 7.8. A lot of these cryptocurrencies are blasting up, and we're starting to see more and more green across the board. And this is awesome. That means that we put in our position at an amazing time, and I know a lot of people are actually copying my trades. So if you guys put in at that time, you guys should be up quite a bit as well, because you can see I'm up 32%. You guys should be making quite a bit, especially if you leverage traded more than I did or had a bigger margin in your position. So definitely let me know down in the comments if you did make a good trade, if you're profitable right now, if you guys are considering selling off your currencies right now. Otherwise, I do just want to discuss these very interesting articles before we jump into the technical analysis. So I thought this was funny. Hopefully you guys are aware of the coronavirus that's going on spreading out of China. But basically they're talking about, or the Bearable Bull and some other comments, that it's time to switch to digital currency, that fiat is dirty and is the cause for the spread of the coronavirus. Could this be the catalyst to the advanced utility of XRP? Stop using paper money. It might be the source of the coronavirus infection. Use digital currency like Bitcoin and XRP. Quite funny. I don't really need to go in much. You guys can get the gist of this just from these two Twitter comments. Definitely let me know what you think. I thought these were really overboard in regards to stretching out what could be the truth. It's really showing like any sort of means they're grasping for something in regards to this helping XRP and the other cryptocurrencies rising. And I think it's kind of, comical if you think about this. Lastly, I do want to discuss this article here posted on Cointelegraph in regards to a more serious note that Bitcoin hitting 6,000 again is not only unlikely, but would be concerning, a well-known commentator has told Cointelegraph. He's referring to the fact that basically buyers planning to enter $6,000 had already missed their opportunity, and that the weak hands are already out and the strong hands own the market right now. Fellow guest YouTuber and Twitch regulator Eric Crown appeared to agree. Based on technical analysis, he suggested that it would be poetic if Bitcoin denied the lower levels and demanded by some traders. So as we know, a lot of people were, as well as me at some point, were experiencing and expecting lows to $6,000. And it makes sense when you look at the descending fractal that was forming on Bitcoin. You could see it looked very it looked very nice and expecting to see the $6,000 lows, because if you see this fractal that we were trading in for quite some time, $6,000 at a high would be 6,400 and at our low could be like 4,800 if it continued to follow this pattern and broke its extremely strong support level right here. Fortunately, we didn't, and now we're starting to see higher prices, but either way we moved, it would have still benefited us because we would short the cryptocurrency on DueDEX. That's why I love this exchange so much, given that we could short the coin. Obviously, sign up for this if you haven't. Down below, it's the first link. But allowing us to short the coin, we could make money if the coin just drops all the way from the $8,700 we're at now to $5,100 to $5,200 that it could have been at. And then we could have made money on the way up. The fact is that with the short, we could be prepared regardless of the direction of Bitcoin could move. But, for those of you who haven't, used shorting, you're still buying in and hoping for the long run to move up higher. This is still another opportunity to cash up on due to the fact that we are starting to head up to these higher levels. More specifically, when you focus on Ethereum and Litecoin, you can see exactly why we're starting to head up higher. There was a ton of support focused at around $160 on Ethereum. We had this beautiful uptrend, the high-low MMA, support at 160. A lot of factors all coming into one point, which allowed the coin to pretty much burst off as we experienced this correction to the downside. We also, like I said, saw that Morningstar Doji, which was another great beneficial help that helped push this coin up to higher levels. My only concern is when I should sell off. As we know, I do believe we're going to start to head up higher. Even if we consolidate back down, it's probably going to be no lower than about 165, or on Bitcoin's note, probably the same factor, probably no lower than like $8,400 to $8,500. But you can see on Ethereum, there's a good chance we'll either consolidate out sideways, but we still have plenty of room to head up higher on the RSI. But I believe we're going to hit some sort of resistance at 174. We can clearly see a very strong resistance here, and it's going to be very hard for this coin to battle it out, trying to break up even higher than that. 174 to 179 seems to be a very strong point on Ethereum's chart. But if we can slowly but surely rise up the volume, we should be able to break through that and ultimately see some very higher levels being retested. More specifically, those levels being around $211 to $308. You guys can clearly see on the weekly for Ethereum that the bullish cross on the MACD happened. We look beautiful at 50 on the RSI, and you can see that we're just slowly now starting to perform this uptrend here, and I think within the next couple of weeks we will easily be retesting 210 on Ethereum. You can see that the uptrend out of the descending fractal was broken, and the last real confirmation that we're looking for is just a break above our previous high of 190, and then we'll ultimately be shooting up to 210 and in between 311. So the prices look great, and I'm honestly just fully bullish on the market right now, and that's why I'm pretty much certain I'm going to leave my position open for the next couple of days. Now, looking at Litecoin, very, very, very similar, a little bit closer to being overbought than Bitcoin or than Ethereum was, but you can see we do look quite nice, very close to crossing back over the MACD on the daily, and you can see even on the weekly, we look to be having once again a bullish cross right here. And then we look to be heading up a little bit higher in regards to anywhere between 65 and 102 on the RSI. So if you're invested in Litecoin, consider to sell off in between these positions right here and put a stop loss at around $65 when we do decide to retest those levels. But you can see a beautiful breakout outside of the descending fractal does give us reason to believe we're going to be heading up very, very, very soon. And this is ultimately a great thing. Now, to discuss a couple of other things, you can see very similar to Ethereum, the bullish uptrend right here. We had our high-low MMA, and we're now beautifully breaking off with a clear cut resistance, kind of where we're hanging out right now at 58, but I do believe given the next couple of days we should be able to blast up higher than that and continue to use this uptrend as a means of support heading up to higher levels. Now, I do just want to end the channel with looking at Bitcoin and XRP, the coin that's bouncing off beautifully. It's high-low MMA. As explained in yesterday's video, the bullish cross we're experiencing on the high-low MMA gives me reason to believe this price is just beginning. We've retested $8,900 before, or almost $9,000 before, and there's a very high chance we're going to be retesting that again with enough force to break us through there as we head up to higher levels. The one interesting thing on Bitcoin's weekly is in the fact that we are above our high-low MMA, which is odd. I mean, it's nice to see that we broke bullish outside of that when we were intertwined in here, but the bullish fractal, the bullish cross on the MACD for Bitcoin has literally just started on the weekly, and being that we're only about 51 or 54 on the RSI gives us plenty of room to head up to higher levels. So I think within the next couple of days, if not weeks, leading towards the halving in May, we should be seeing some very, very, very nice, beautiful high levels and high prices within Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrencies. And that's another reason why I don't plan on selling off my position just yet. But, if you haven't already bought into it, you may want to consider this because you may miss out on a beautiful run. As for XRP, once again, retesting its resistance, once again, behind or below its high low in May, and it's facing a lot of resistance right here. There's a very high chance we're going to be breaking bearish through that, falling back down to 20 cents. But ultimately, in the long run, before May of 2020, there's a very high chance we're going to be seeing another bullish break and another formation outside of this fractal, this descending fractal right here, or the descending triangle, and we should eventually be hitting some sort of rock bottom support, whether that be 20 cents or whether that be 16 cents, and we should see that break something along the lines of this: boom, consolidation, break, or boom, correction downwards, consolidation, and then another break. Ultimately, I believe that we are going to start heading up to very high levels within the rest of the markets right now. So that's why I'm keeping my position open on DueDEX, and we look very profitable right now. If you guys leverage traded it by 10 times and you put in our $300 quantity, leverage it 10 times, $3,000 margin, you'd have another zero on whatever profit this is. So you'd be at around $100.52 or $105.60 all in all. So that's a great profit off of just a couple of days of trading. And if you margined more, you'd be making even more money. Otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.